Good evening. Well, I guess hi everybody. This is Chelsea Pepper here from Honeycomb Fitness, coming from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So in this series, we will be interviewing leading small business owners and talking to them about creative ways that they were able to shift their structure and pivot their business throughout the pandemic. Before we jump into introducing our special guest, I just wanted to give you a bit of a background about what Honeycomb is, if you are not familiar yet. So we are a loan debt-based crowdfunding platform where you can obtain investment from your community, your friends, family, biggest fans, customers, to help you support either growth or maintaining your business throughout the pandemic, and really help you to increase your increase your brand awareness and increase your visibility. So that is what Honeycomb is. And without further ado, oh, that is not where I should have gone. Apologize, everybody. I'm going to stop my screen share. And I'd like to introduce everybody to our special guest tonight, Michelle Bauer. She's the owner of Next Level Fitness. And Next Level Fitness is a training facility, and she delivers dynamic and effective workouts to every age, and really focuses on empowering women and helping women persevere in the world today. So so I'm just going to read a little bit about her, along with her team of 22 trainers. She has a goal of helping 5,000 people in the Philly area live a healthier and happier life. So I guess we'll, in this series, we're going to find out a little bit about how she was able to switch her business entirely to Zoom over the pandemic, and basically utilize various fitness apps to help her trainers be able to work with their clients directly through workouts and fitness, as well as nutrition programs. And and really worked with some meal prep sessions and virtual challenges over Instagram and Facebook Live. So welcome to our I almost called it a podcast, but it's an interview, a webinar. Michelle, thanks for coming.
Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So yeah, would you just kick it off by giving us just a brief overview of what Next Level Fitness is and your mission?
Next Level Fitness has been physically around for 8 years now. I started it before that. Probably been working on it for about 15 years, gathering my following and everything. But we've been in our physical location now for 8 years. Actually, it was up to 3 locations before the pandemic. Our mission is just to empower people and to help people live a better lifestyle, happier, healthier lifestyle. And we do that through fitness and nutrition.
Awesome. Well, I am a firm believer in that, as somebody who is also very active and believes in fitness and nutrition. So it's great to hear from you. So how were you reaching customers before the pandemic? And then, really before the pandemic happened, what was your goal ultimately for 2020?
My goal for 2020 was honestly to open 2 more locations. I wanted 5 physical locations. That changed quickly. And I also was in the midst of doing creating an online product where I could offer something a little different. I was more thinking of a vacation app, an app that people could take on vacation or take somewhere and actually still get classes and workouts. So had just started that probably about 4 or 5 weeks before the pandemic hit. When the pandemic hit, I obviously jumped on that immediately and got it going, and it ended up not even being, long story short, not even being the real app that I ended up using, but it was like kind of a middle of the road till I got the real one up and going. So plans definitely changed. They definitely changed from what I thought 2020 would be.
I think we all expected 2020 to be hindsight. Everything that you did before was going to be coming to fruition in a different way, and boy, we're in for a treat. So that's awesome. I mean, at least you were kind of ahead of the game already by having this app in mind, and you'd already kind of been thinking about that, which is fabulous. So basically, when did you first realize that things were not going to be kind of the way that they were prior to?
I think I was a little ahead of the game because I have am part of a not even a mastermind group anymore, but I did belong to a mastermind group that's based out in California, and I had been out there in January, the end of January, and they were all talking about COVID already, and we didn't know it was going to be quite what it was, but it hadn't even reached like the East Coast, or we hadn't even really heard about it yet. So it was in my head, and when honestly, I think the week before we really started to get shut down, I just went into kind of like overdrive panic mode of like, what am I going to do? So I had my first online class. I did it via Facebook Live the day before we got shut down here in Pennsylvania, just to get online and get as many people. And I put it out on all my social media platforms, just try to collect even more people than just my own community that I already had.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, just kind of sidetrack question, the masterminds group that you were part of in California, how did you become a part of that, and why California?
So I've been following Bejas Koulian. He's in the fitness industry. He was kind of the fitness guru. He's really an entrepreneur coach right now. But I had been following him since 2009. And there was a point in my business where I opened my business. Everything grew organically. I don't have a business background. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was a group fitness instructor that wanted to do her own thing.
Yeah.
And I grew organically and grew very well, but I did get to a point where I wasn't sure that I would know the right thing to do to continue to grow when organic was not working anymore. So I went to a big 3-day fitness seminar, and right away, I mean, I met him and talked to him, and right away I was on board. So that mastermind helped give me a lot of the business tools that I didn't have already. So, and it's just based in he lives in California. Gotcha. So that's the reason it's based out of California.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's awesome. And so after you were with your masterminds group in California and they were all talking about kind of COVID, and you came back and you kind of, you went into that like crisis mode almost, what were the top things that you were thinking about, and really where was your kind of like end goal for that process?
I don't know that I had an end goal. I think it was a work in process, because we're still not at an end goal, right? I mean, we're still going through this, everybody. I think my biggest concern was keeping people moving and obviously I own a business with 3 locations. So what am I going to do? I have a business. I have to keep it running. So that was my first concern. And the second more was just about all of my members and how to keep them happy and how to still give them something that was a sense of normalcy, because I mean, we were a matter of 2 weeks in, and already everybody's life changed so much that normalcy was something that I could help give people, and some kind of sanity to what became a very upset lifestyle. So that was my focus. And then the more I could give and the more I could do, it just kind of was like a snowball effect of, what can we do more? What can we offer more? So we started doing little cooking shows on Facebook Live and Instagram. Yeah, even my family, my kids, they're all grown up, but we would do like a Top Chef competition with healthy food. We were doing fun stuff to put on just to keep people entertained, and keeping people just, I guess, entertained and interested to still be part of what I spent so many years building.
Sure. What was the best dish, or the favorite dish that either you or one of your favorite family member, which you don't have to say, that they cooked during your Top Chef?
You know what? We did it so many times. I really don't remember a favorite. I have one daughter that just kind of opens the fridge and makes big bowls of the same bowl, and you have to make something out of it. So it's funny because like someone would make an Asian flair on something, someone would make an Italian flair, but it was the same foods. That's awesome. But everything always tasted great. So I don't know that I had a favorite.
Okay, well, if you come up with your favorite, you have to let us know. So when you switched the business entirely to classes over Zoom, I know that, when you briefly spoke before, kind of that you were already kind of transitioning or trying to create an online app, but how did you just so easily transition to your to doing all the classes on Zoom, and what were the steps that you took to make that so easy for you?
So Zoom was a platform I had already been using. We, through the mastermind that I had told you about, we did a lot of conferences and meetings on Zoom already. So I was familiar with Zoom. I wasn't familiar with any other platform, so it was just the one I jumped on immediately. And then, finding out quickly how many people I can have on at the same time, how long I can be on. There was just a lot of things to figure out, and I just concentrated on Zoom. That's what we used, and basically just making links for all the classes, and then we deliver those links still on a daily basis for the next day. Just goes out via email and on our Facebook community page to everybody, for the next day. So we still currently do that. And then the more we got rolling, we just kept adding and adding and adding to give as many options as possible, just to keep people going.
So that's awesome. And, I being, like I said, somebody who's super into fitness as well, have done a lot of online mind body classes. And I've had some folks that were more organized than others, and some people that forget to send the link out, and the class starts and you have no clue where you're supposed to go. So what do you think was the kind of, I guess, most challenging thing about getting people engaged in the Zoom platform? Was it them like figuring out how to log in? Was it them, what did you think the biggest challenge was? I guess on your client side.
Yeah, there was little glitches in the beginning. Obviously, there was a lot of people that had never used Zoom before. Yeah. As far as muting people upon entry, which we talked about when we came in today, I'm not usually the one being muted, and I'm talking away to you guys. Here I'm muted. Because that was very chaotic at first. Having a waiting room and having to allow people in every time was chaotic. So we really worked out our little glitches, and it really only took a week. And then each coach, we always log in 10 minutes before class time starts, and it gives each coach that is teaching time, the first couple of weeks to get used to all the settings and whether they were sharing music and sharing screens and all that kind of stuff. So, it was an awkward thing for my instructors because actually the music did not sync well. So they were teaching in silence, and now you're teaching to a screen. So it was a very awkward thing. And I have to tell you, every single one of my coaches stepped right up, and I mean, you would never know they weren't in person. I mean, being able to coach people right through the screen and call people's names out, making people feel connected and part of something was awesome. They did an amazing job. Amazing.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I've seen it executed very poorly. So that's awesome that your coaches were, able to step it up, and being caught out does make you feel like you're actually there, and it makes you feel, I don't know, even a little bit more special, because it's like a group of everybody else's like faces at their own home, and somebody calls your name, and it makes you kind of feel like, oh, gives you a little bit more confidence to keep pushing harder. So that's awesome. To kind of pivot or transition.
We also just at the end of class always opened it up, like unmute yourself, and people would just do shout outs to each other. So that kind of helped with the community base, kept people accountable when they were meeting for a class still, like you do a class with your buddy in person, they were doing a class with their buddy on Zoom. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've also, like, I've done a couple classes with friends, and like sometimes when we, would jump in, I'd be like, oh, I miss you, nice to see you, and it's kind of, it makes you kind of feel like you're virtually there, but really kind of there, but still not. Yeah, it's much more connecting than just watching a screen of a pre-recorded, something.
Right.
Cool. So yeah, if you were going to if you wanted to give other businesses some advice on how to move more virtual, if a business came to you and they said they wanted to move a little bit more virtual and have their whatever their business was be a little bit more online, what advice would you give them that was kind of your biggest takeaways?
I would say to differentiate yourself. I do believe, we took it and we ran with it, and we did it 10 times what I know anyone else around me was doing. So that's just kind of my style. I'm always going to offer just a little more. But we have had everything very uniform. We had exactly 45-minute classes. We gave out the warm up prior for the week. So they
Oh,
knew they were warm by the time they got there. So it was very, very structured. And in that, we didn't talk about the online app yet because Zoom is separate than my Trainerize online
yeah,
app
that's
that
where we're
we
going
started.
next. But yeah, feel free to
Yeah.
transition into that. Yeah, yeah.
So to start, we had to tighten up and even streamline a little more because I wanted to introduce the app. And the app, I feel we did very different because it's all real live, very interactive coaches, and it's
Mhm.
not a pre-recorded, real pretty room where everybody's dressed the same, five
Mhm.
people,
Yeah.
doing the
It's like
same
the
video.
medium,
So
easy, and hard person that
it's
like,
right.
yeah.
So I would just say stay true to who you are and just be different. Try not to copy someone else. Try to just stay in your lane and do what you do like the best you can do it and be the best at it. So I think online coaching it's ridiculous. Everybody's online now. So what's going to differentiate you to someone else? I think that's what should be in someone's head that would go on for online, whether it be fitness or anything else. What's going to make you different? Because if you're the same as everybody else, there's a million seams out there. So
Yeah, that's great. I mean, almost similar to if you were, opening up a brick and mortar, what differentiates you from the other, similar or same kind of industry brick and mortar down the street? Is that kind of what you?
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that makes total sense. And yeah, to move to the app Trainerize. So yeah, so you it looks like you launched your trainers on the Trainerize app to help clients track workouts and nutrition. So how are you thinking about empowering your staff um, through Trainerize through this during this pandemic through the app, and kind of what is the yeah, like how do you envision empowering everybody through the Trainerize app?
So each trainer it has accessibility to train however they want on the
Mhm.
Trainerize app. So you can do all your personal training on it, your own nutrition, and it's really, um, you know, I'm not hooked with Trainerize at all to promote them, but I have to say it's an amazing platform. It can handle from one-on-one training all the way up to the group fitness classes that we're doing. So it's a perfect model for me. I know there's other models out there, but all of my coaches, we can have someone join Trainerize. They can join as an online coach, and that coach can be one-on-one with them. It's instant messaging. Everything is instant connect as far as your Fitbit and your Apple Watch and your
Really?
MyFitnessPal is all connected. Yeah, so it's really cool that we can actually see live as you enter. We can see it immediately. So it's a great way to keep people accountable and for people to feel not like you're virtually coaching them. But is something smoking next to you? Are you all right there?
Oh
I
God,
see
sorry.
smoke.
My next door neighbors are barbecuing. I appreciate you being concerned, though. I didn't even realize that was back there. So you're like, Chelsea, your hair's on fire. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, nope, it smells delicious over here. If you want some ribs, my next door neighbors have some good ones
Oh
coming up.
wow.
um, so
So on top of that, my coaches are working hard because we're running a challenge also, a 28-day challenge, something that we did in person. Now we're doing virtual. So we're running online virtual challenges right through the app. So my coaches are, they have groupings of like 6 to 8 people that they're helping at a time, and they're just all connected on a daily basis. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So I have a
Keeps
question about
everybody busy.
Trainerize. So is it so you said that people, can handle as little as, one to one and as big as like a group fitness. So do people go to a group fitness class through Trainerize and it's a Zoom link through Trainerize, or does Trainerize have its own kind of like virtual platform? How does that work?
No, actually, to upload to Trainerize, it has to be a YouTube video. It's about the only video that allows in. So we actually record all of our Zoom classes and then
Okay.
upload them to YouTube, and then we upload them to Trainerize.
Got
So every day we're adding. So our online clients get the Zoom links, but if they should miss something, because now everybody's schedule is off, right? The kids are home, it's summer, they may be on vacation, they may be working from 6 a.m. till 10 p.m. I hear from some people, like, I don't
Yeah.
know when I'm going to work out, I can't make the Zoom times.
Yeah.
Now they can go to Trainerize and get the workouts that they missed. And it's a full library. So, I mean, for they have a library now of 50 to 55, maybe even 60. I'm not even sure how many are on there, classes that they can always tap back to and go use and reuse as many times as they want to.
That's awesome. So I guess,
Cool.
yeah, I am excited to go and check this out after our conversation here. Trainerize sounds amazing. And so, sorry, it's a little windy. I did not anticipate this. So I guess my last question before I open it up to the group here, and once I'm done, anybody that has additional questions for Michelle, please feel free to put them in the chat, and I can ask her directly. Do you feel like because of the pandemic, this has opened up your opportunity to help more people nationally and in different locations? And do you think that will continue post-pandemic?
Yes, I absolutely believe that. I think it'll help post-pandemic. I've found already that we have, obviously my members are in there and we have people that are joining just our online product.
Right.
But people from Arizona, I have some people from Florida, people that used to come to my class and maybe have moved away, so they know me. I do a lot of Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing, a lot of posting. I ask a lot of my friends and members to share everything and comment, because the more visibility, the more Facebook shows, the more, interaction, the more Facebook shows. So won't get into that whole thing, but I also do a lot of email marketing. So I got a lot of clients back that may have moved, 6, 7, 8 years ago, that are now, back with me, which is really cool. And then they're spreading the word where they are, and people are buying in. I just emailed a link today to a member of mine that daughter lives in London, because she has 5 or 6 girls in London that would like to join our online platform. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see where it goes. I can't wait to
now.
see how
Yeah.
it goes.
I feel like you're
Yeah, it's so fun.
it's a great way to really get people across the pond, so to say. So what's your favorite class to teach?
So you're gonna think this sounds cheesy, but every class I teach, I start out and I find myself saying, and I'm like, this is my favorite class, and then the next day I'll teach something different. I'm like, this is my favorite class. I just love to teach. I love fitness. Obviously, that's why I do what I do. But I love giving people, like, if someone tells me it's their favorite class, it's my favorite class,
Yeah.
because I just love giving that to people. I love to get the energy back that I give. They give just as much back. So
Totally. It's like,
I don't have a favorite. I love everything.
yeah, it's like asking a chef like what their favorite dish is on the menu, and they're like, well, I made all of it. I like all of it.
I can guarantee you it's going to be very high energy
Yeah.
and very, like, I'm very, I'm not a low key workout. I'm very high energy and quicker pace, but
Yeah.
always fun.
Awesome. So I'm looking in the chat here, and I don't see, and I don't know if I'm missing anything here. I don't see any questions. I feel like the group is being a little shy tonight, but that's okay. Do you have any? Oh, I have a question. What do you think was the biggest way that you engaged your customers, and what do you think is the key to marketing your business? That's from Anna Marie.
So as far as engaging my clients that I already had, we pretty much did everything through our Facebook group. We instantly made sure that everybody was on our Facebook page. Told them, a lot of people are like, I'm not a Facebook user. We're like, just make an account to get on there, because we're going to flood it. And we flooded it. I mean, sometimes it was too much, and people are like, I can't even find the recipe you put up, because there's so much on there. But it was just constant interaction. And we use Facebook pretty much for all of that. And then what was the second part of that? I'm sorry.
Oh, and what do you think is the key to marketing your business?
Marketing is changing again already. Facebook and Instagram, it's getting harder and harder. I used to use that a lot for marketing. It's getting harder and a lot more expensive. And they're really changing how and what they allow for marketing. So you really don't get the biggest bang for your buck like you used to. Instagram is still doing okay. I still I'm still email marketing, and I'm doing well with that. But we have been huge, especially through the pandemic. I just have, and I've never been like this before, but I have been asking and asking all of our clients and members to please help us,
Yeah.
please help spread the word, please share our stuff, please share the link, please, we put a challenge out, please share. My staff also has to share everything once we put it out. So I'll put just a quick little thing out of something new that we're doing, and I'll say please share, so everybody's Facebook page shares, so it reaches, you figure 22 times how many, so we just keep
Yeah.
marketing that way. But a lot of our marketing now is not paid for as much as it is referrals and word of mouth.
Sure. Yeah. And I think that that's a really interesting point. And we've, heard this a lot from small businesses and just businesses in general of like, what is the best avenue for marketing? Because, there, because everything is online now, it's become very saturated, like you said, and it seems to be more and more difficult to, in theory, what you could do before, you're now against however many other million people who are trying to do the same thing to get their audience's attention. So that makes total sense. And so as far as email marketing goes, do you have a list of folks that have signed up for your email your emails, or how do you market to them directly?
I have over 8,000 people on my email list. And I constantly am building my email lists because email, like I said, email is not dead. I think especially this, people were checking their email even more. So I'm constantly building my email list. That's like money to me. My email list is money to me. It's like gold.
Yeah.
So even a lot of my Facebook marketing in the past was to collect email addresses. So not only do they see me via Facebook or Instagram or anything else online, they'll also get an email from me. So, and then in that email, I can kind of build that, what we call the know, like, and trust factor. So they feel like they get to know me before they buy my product.
Oh, I love know, like, and trust. That's cool.
Yeah, know, like, and trust. So, and then just giving, you have to give a lot, you have to give a lot of information. We give out a lot of tips and recipes and all that via email. Again, to build that know, like, and trust factor, because people don't want to be sold, especially through this pandemic. They don't want to be sold. They don't want, you have to always sell if you own a business, but they don't want to feel like you're shoving something down their throat and always asking for money, right? So
Yeah.
You give, and then you can ask, and then you go back to give, and then ask. So that's really worked for me in the past, and I kind of am sticking to it with at least the Facebook part.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Email part, I'm sorry.
Email, yeah, I was going to say, okay. So one other question, in what ways is building an online community different from the kind of in-person community people often seek in a gym?
Oh, it's different in so many ways. It's kind of awkward when you're like, oh, hi, so-and-so, because you deal with them, through Trainerize and email and stuff like that. And then you see them for the first time. So it's a different meeting. I mean, it's not like, I feel like it's harder to get your personality and, who you are across to people is a little different online than it is in person. I think, yeah, I'm a people person, so it's really hard for me. I would sit and hang out and talk to my classes for an hour just to be connected to people online, just because I'm a people person. I want to be connected to people. I want to be with people. Yeah, I have to say it's different. It's different in so many ways. But we're fortunate that we have it, right? We're fortunate that
that's what I always that's what I keep thinking, that last time this type of pandemic happened, people were so disconnected. They didn't have internet. They had no way to interact with one another, and that must have been so much more lonely than, at least we can we can see people. We may not be able to physically touch them, but at least there is that virtual ability.
Right. Because even Facebook Live, I started with, we were doing a lot of Facebook Lives. I can see who is on through my Facebook Live, but I can't see them. I can just see the name. So, and they can comment and stuff, but I'm just basically teaching a class to myself because I can't see what anyone is even doing. So even though that's great, and it's great for marketing and it's great for pushing out workouts here and there, free workouts to people. The Zooms and the being able to have a screen to see people is amazing.
Yeah, it feels kind of one-sided when you're doing the Facebook Live because you don't even know if people can hear you. You don't know if they're enjoying it. It's like you're literally talking to yourself.
I literally, yeah.
Yeah.
And we get so used to like thumbs up for
Yeah.
everybody, like thumbs up, you hear me, thumbs up, and here you're on Facebook Live, like thumbs up, what's going
Yeah,
on?
thumbs up and it's like silence. And you're like, okay, well, I guess maybe if you can't hear me, then I'm really talking to myself. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, well, one last question. What percentage of your customers are coming back in person, and are there any issues with members coming back?
As far as my in-person locations, one has closed already. We closed that about a little over a month ago. So the 2 locations I have left, I would say about 40% of my clients are coming back. Some of them have moved to just the online platform that don't plan on coming back. And I don't know when. We're kind of hearing different stories from everybody of like when they're ready to come back or if they're ready to come back. So it's kind of a weird time right now. It's kind of a weird, very limited. We're very limited in person. We're actually still running anywhere from 4 to 7 Zoom classes a day because the people that are ready to physically come back is a lot smaller than I anticipated.
Yeah. And so the third location, do you think that will not open up again? That one is closed permanently?
I closed that for good. Yeah. Yeah. It was a little struggling just a little, but I know just through this, there was no way. It was a cycling studio.
Mm.
So that the people I heard from there is like the last place they're going to go back to is into a sweaty cycling room. So yeah, we just made that decision.
Peloton for everyone. Just kidding.
Yeah, I know.
I actually, so I just started cycling outside, and I purchased one of those like at home, what are they called? Like you put your bike on and you can like bike inside, but
Your
I feel
trainer.
like that is an alternative to buying in-home cycling studio. It's like, when it gets cold, I'll go inside and I'll put it up on my little cage and I'll just bike to nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah. We
um,
actually, I mean, some of our Zoom classes are cycling too, because we sold all the bikes. So we actually have, 4 or 5 Zoom cycling classes a week also. So kind of cool.
and do you see people using like, do they have their own at-home cycling like indoor bikes, or are they using like the bike on the thingy like what I was gonna get?
So we sold, because we closed, we sold 35 bikes, 36 bikes. And some people already had their own, and some people also bought Pelotons, but I'm sure they use their Peloton app along with doing our Zoom classes too. So I don't know of anyone that has a trainer. I haven't noticed that, but I'm sure it's a great option.
Where were you when I was looking for a cycling bike? Because they were all sold. I mean, those are tough to find these days.
I know it's going to be even harder.
I
A lot
know.
of much larger businesses than mine have already closed, so it's really sad to see.
It's awful. And, hopefully, I think that a lot of them though, hopefully we'll be able to learn from what you've done, and be able to take away some great insights that you've provided, and really focus on that opportunity to work with people in London and people that they used to connect with that moved away, or have, other people that didn't know about them before. I think that this is a really awesome and wonderful way that you've been able to help a broader community, and been able to really share fitness, and your love for fitness with more than just the direct, network and community that you had. I think that that's a win in and of itself.
It's a different win, but you got to do what you got to do, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited
Yeah.
about it.
I'm excited for you. Yeah. And so somebody else had a question. And can you tell me, I guess the audience, a little bit more about how the app has helped engage your customers?
Um, so the app, the really fun thing about it is it has instant messaging. So I have the app on my phone along with, I use my computer for everything. Obviously, I see a different platform than our members and clients would see. But my phone just dings all day long. So and so just completed this workout. So and so just weighed in at, like they put their weight in. So and so. So I mean, as fast as they complete something and enter it in there, I can high five them on the app right through messaging. I can give them a high five through there, or thumbs up, or just great job. So if they're interacting with it, I can be just as quick, and so can all my coaches right back at it, interacting with them. So it's huge. Every day when I input new classes, I'll put up that, so, you know, your classes were put in, you know, 2 classes were uploaded. I tell them what it was. So that's all live. I also put inspirational messages in there. I have a challenge running today. So every single morning I start it with some kind of inspiration or motivation for the day, whether it be nutrition based or mindset or stuff like that. And people comment right back, and it just, I mean, it goes all day long. It's really cool. Really
Yeah, that's
cool.
awesome. I feel like that also gives people something to look forward to when they wake up to help them start their day off on the right foot.
Yeah. Yes. It's neat. It's
Yeah.
just whatever I can do to motivate and keep people going. You know, can't do it
Yeah,
in person. You can do it online. So.
it's true. Cool. Well, uh, if there are no more questions, I am going to just share the link and the website to check out Michelle's business, nextlevelfitness.com. So just give me 1 second. I'm a little bit not so good with the technology yet. Okay, I'm gonna share
I
my.
just want to tell everyone too, we always offer a free week trial. We would love to have people on for a week. So if you're interested, you can contact us right through the website there for more information, or let us know. You know, you can type right in what I was on the webinar and would like to do a free week, and absolutely give that to you.
Absolutely. So yeah, check out nextlevelfitness.com and try out the free week. I know that I am absolutely going to check it out, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys via Zoom if we are doing some Zoom classes together, and hopefully I'll get to take some of your awesome classes, Michelle. And if, well, I'm just going to go back for one more second so that people, in case they didn't see, nextlevelfitness.com, and like Michelle said, take advantage of her 1 week free trial and take all these awesome classes that she has. And lastly, if you are interested in staying in touch for any future or the future pandemic pivots that we are going to be holding, please feel free to email us at hello@honeycombcredit.com. Or if you're interested in learning any more about Honeycomb and accessing capital for your business, or if you have a friend that you think would benefit from Honeycomb, please feel free to also email us at hello@honeycombcredit.com or visit us at honeycombcredit.com. And I think I see another comment in here. So just 1 second. Oh, yep. Let's see what this. Oh, and we also in the chat, everybody, just to make sure you know that we put the link to Michelle's studio online at nextlevelfitness.com. It's in there in the chat, and we will also email it out to everybody that attended. So thank you so much, Michelle, for being such an awesome participant, and for all of your wonderful tools and tricks and all of the wonderful stuff you're doing for the community and beyond.
Thank you so much. I'm interested in, thank you for having me. This was awesome. And I'm
Absolutely.
interested in listening to more and tuning into more episodes of this. This is great.
Well, we look forward to having you.
Thank you.
Thank you.